I recently read about a trick to make any wine taste better. Heston Blumental, the Michelin-starred chef whose cooking is more experiential art than mere sustenance, revealed the trick in an interview with the Sydney Morning Herald. He told the paper, "It might be the single greatest discovery that I've made," and links it to research he's doing with University of Marseille on the relationship between the brain and the gut. The trick is to take a sip of wine while picturing someone you love dearly. Then to taste it while imagining someone you really dislike. Apparently, the difference is marked. Obviously, I had to try it and share the experience with you. Here's what happened. I poured myself a glass of 2016 The Velvet Devil Merlot from Washington State, LCBO $394,742, $16.95, a wine that's not mind-blowing but a reliable $20-ish red. Then I tasted it without thinking of anything in particular to set a benchmark. Aromas suggested cherries dunked in chocolate. The entry was smooth and velvety with flavors echoing the scent with a touch of blackberry and black pepper too. Not a terribly complex but well-made, well-balanced wine at an honest price. I scored it 89 points. Then, I closed my eyes and thought about someone I love very much for several seconds until I was feeling rather blissful. With happy images of that person at the forefront of my mind and my eyes still shut, I brought the wine to my nose. You might be interested in it. The perfume was far more compelling. I could smell the soft scent of finely grained cocoa powder as well as melting dark chocolate. I could smell roasted sour cherries and macerated black cherries. And I took a sip. The texture felt more plush, the flavors more articulate and the wine more engaging. The red and black fruit nuanced was chocolate and black peppercorn were more clearly defined, and I experienced the wine visually, like a piece of velvet saturated with flavor. If I wasn't mistaken, it seemed to linger a shade longer on the finish too. Granted, the Velvet Devil didn't change from big brand to iconic Merlot, no. But overall, the wine felt more gratifying. And I was conscious of a calmer, slower, more open-hearted appreciation of what the wine was trying to express. In simplest terms, yes, it tasted better. And yes, in case you're curious, I'd probably add a point or two to its score tasted this way. You might be interested in it. Next, I closed my eyes and thought about someone I dislike, spending a few moments to let my disdain really take hold. When I felt all grumpy and angry, I took a sip of the same wine. I didn't even bother to sniff it, just tipped it right back. And it tasted awful, bitter, off-putting, offensive. It would not be a wine I'd recommend. The variance was shocking. So with this whole thing calling into question my cred as a critic, I'll go out on a limb and recommend a few wines that I'd argue taste amazing even when I'm not aglow with love. Here are my favorite new releases at the LCBO, all of which I tried to taste with a neutral state of mind. If there is such a thing. 2019 Denologist Sauvignon Blanc, Cape Town, South Africa, LCBO $10,417, $12.95. This new general list item is a fabulous wine for the money. It shines pale straw, almost white gold, in the glass and exudes arresting aromas of freshly sliced pear and green mango with a touch of torn oregano. The attack is brisk and delicate, with subtle flavors of lime zest, cut stone and struck steel that taper to a finish of oregano and salt. Outstanding value. Score, 932,017 M. Chapotier, Belarus, Grenache, Syrah, Côtes du Rhône, France. Vintages 328,831, $16.95. One sniff and you're in France. This seductive red with muted scents of cool cherries, turned earth and warm cinnamon suggests a sort of quiet majesty. Then, the entry is elegant, not at all overblown. Cherries, red meat, dried herbs, crushed cinnamon, and roasted walnuts unravel slowly before leaving a little grip on the finish. Total old world charmer that I wish was available all the time in Ontario. But it's not, so it's snap up. Total Paris Bistro style wine. Score, 91. Get some good food in your inbox. Get your fill of delicious recipes and more with the Star Recipes newsletter. Sign up now. 2016 Luigi Bosca Single Vineyard Malbec, DOC Luján de Cuyo, Argentina. Vintages 74,922, $29.95. This is a brilliant example of just how exciting Malbec can be when grown at high altitudes. Here, the deep, dark liquid releases rich scents of poached plum laced lightly with mint, orange zest, nutmeg and cassis. The entry tastes lit and lifted while maintaining a compelling concentration of cashmere fruit. Think roasted red and black plums with hints of leather, salt, pepper, burnt sugar and orange zest. A superb balance between hedonistic generosity and dignified finesse. Score, 92. JOI and the